Hi and welcome everyone. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast. My name is Paul and this is episode 43. And today's date is May 19th, 2018. And the title of this episode is Eliminate Global Poverty with $10. Okay. We are a cryptocurrency called TBC for short, and it stands for the billion coin. Divisions of that billion coin are called Kringles. Okay, you can relate that to Bitcoin. Their divisions are called Satoshi. Okay, so they can be divided by 100 million, depending on how they've set up their system and how expensive their coin is getting. Our coin is the most expensive coin in the world at this time because it is not based on any market. It is not on any coin market. We purposely designed it not to be on a market because the market is the central banking system's system, as most of you know. They control the market because they've got the money. They can buy the stocks. They can buy the coins. Nobody can stop them. Raises the price up. Then they can dump. It's called pump and dump. Then they can sell. And that causes a panic. And the masses sell. And most of the time they lose because it can happen so quickly that they've lost their profit and even some of their investment before they realize what's happened. Okay, so, and what then happens is once the price gets down low enough, then the rich buy it all back up, including your coins that are put back into the system. And this way they collect more of the people's coins until again, they own all the wealth. This is what we are fighting against at this time of history. And we are getting rid of this central banking system that has controlled us and the world for centuries. Okay, now yesterday's video, if you haven't watched it, please go and watch the video, episode number 42. It was called We Are Looking for You 2020. And I named it 2020 because there was an ABC 2020 special by Diane Sawyer about women in the workplace and the hardships that they have to endure because they have no choice unless they just want to not have a place to live and not be able to feed their children. And it's absolutely, I mean, I knew it was out there, but I didn't realize when I watched that episode, it hit me really, really hard. Okay, it brought it all out to the front, and then I also put a link for a partial part of my wife watches a lot, which is the Real Housewives of, what was it, New York. And there's a woman on there named Bethany, and she has a charity. And her and another one of the wives went down to Puerto Rico, and they just gave away envelopes to people with a debit card that had $300 on each debit card. She had a massive amount of these envelopes, and she had toys for the kids. But it showed, in about 5 minutes, it showed things that we have not been, the corporate media has not shown us because they don't want us to know. They don't want us to know that it is their system that is causing that. Okay, yes, we don't have control over natural disasters, but the electricity grid has come down in that hurricane. And all these months later, these people still have no electricity because why? Because of the system. Okay. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, Let me just mention that Nikola Tesla, back in the 30s, invented and created wireless electricity, and he was going to give it free to the world. And the central banking system shut him down and took his work. They stopped giving him grant money. He died poor. Anything he tried to come up with that was a threat to their system. I mean, they had built a massive system of wires and electric poles all over the United States, with wires going to each house so that they can charge you every single month for the use of something that is so abundant and free in this universe that everything that you see is made up of electricity. Atoms are electricity. Okay, you learn that in school. So electricity should be free, but the central banking system and the elite have taken these things, all these things, and charged us and controlled us and kept the people struggling to pay these bills every month. They took over our money system in 1913. The government was forced to create the IRS, another unconstitutional thing. Income taxes were created. These things have been our lives. We haven't known any difference, but not anymore. Why? Because for the first time in the history of the world, technology has come to the point where we, the people, can now. It's never been there before. That's why I tell people, don't feel bad, because I have been living this all my life and aware of it since I was a kid. Okay. Why? Because my mom was into that. Okay. She had friends who knew people who were involved in the FBI, really good friends. And we just knew about the central banking system back then. Okay. And she would talk about it. And I was the only one of my brothers that was interested in it. So she bought me the books, and I've still got them. Okay. Clear back to 1971, when I was 13, which is the year Richard Nixon, by the way, took us off the American gold standard and turned our currency into complete fiat currency. There was no value at that point on. We have reached the technology through the blockchain platform that was created by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 when he brought out the Bitcoin. Now, most of us had no clue what this was. It's just like most of us had no clue what the internet was when it came out. Most of us are not tech savvy, or maybe I shouldn't say most of us. I'm not tech savvy, okay? And I know I'm not the only one. So I didn't really understand the internet when it came out, and that was years ago. But I certainly knew how to drive it. Okay. Certainly knew how to drive it. So, but only, I'm not saying that I really learned how to use it. I just learned how to drive it. I'm not a race car driver in that sense when it comes to the internet, or when it comes to anything that has to do with tech. But I've managed to be able to open up my email, okay, and do some searching on DuckDuckGo. I used to do all my searching on Google, but not anymore. Okay, so the technology with cryptocurrency and the blockchain platform came out in 2009. Okay, in 2011 is when I first heard about it, and I thought it was nuts. I didn't understand it. So I ignored it for another 5 years until it got put on a trading exchange, and it got so popular that I was seeing Bitcoin everywhere. And I said, I have to look at this because, 5 years and it hasn't gone away. This is not a scam. I need to check into it. So I did. And it didn't take me too long to realize it was real. Okay, I just used logic and common sense. And I bought some at the end of 2016. And I kept doing research as we went into 2017. Doing some research on YouTube, watching videos. That's when I discovered TBC, the billion coin. Just another cryptocurrency that I had seen out on the coin market cap, but TBC I had not seen. I wasn't familiar with those three initials. Like Bitcoin is BTC, Ethereum was ETH. You know, other coins like Ripple is XRP, and so on and so forth. But I never saw TBC, the billion coin. I never even heard of the billion coin. What is this? Well, it didn't take me long to figure out, and there was only a few videos over a year ago at that time. The coin had only been out a year when I found out about it. And instead of being on a trading exchange to drive its popularity, to make the owner rich, he had a complete different mission for his coin, and that was to eliminate global poverty. Okay? So there had to be enough coins made. Okay, like for instance, Bitcoin is only going to have 21 million coins made. That's it. 21 million. We've got a population of 7.5 billion people on the earth. That's not enough coin to eliminate global poverty. But Bitcoin is and was the first cryptocurrency. And he did all the things right, Satoshi, to make sure that it succeeded, even stepping away from the system 2 years later in 2011. He did it to bring confidence to the miners and the owners at that time that he wasn't going to change the plan, that supply and demand would always be there at 21 million coins. It would never be over that. He would never make more. And then you have the POW, which is proof of work from the miners. It's not easy making a coin on the blockchain. It takes an incredible amount of energy, electricity, hardware, and time. But they are rewarded for making a coin. Okay, that's their motivation for becoming an independent miner. And they're spread out all over the world, except in China. Okay, and there's a reason for that, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so I had not heard about the billion coin. So I immediately looked, and sure enough, it was blockchain platformed. And I said, okay, well, why isn't it on the trading exchange? And so I went to their main site, and I read the whole thing. Okay, and I realized, okay, this system is built on an algorithm where the price always goes up and never goes down. It cannot be manipulated by anyone because the admin, the creators of this coin, it was a team effort, designed it so that they would have a small amount of control over the distribution of those billion coins. That's why they call it the billion coin, because only 1 billion will be made. But see, 1 billion will supply the entire world with abundance. A lot of abundance. It would supply twice that amount, 13 billion people. Okay. So the next thing after he created that coin is, okay, the algorithm is built on people. So every time a person joins our community, they didn't even have to buy Kringles in the beginning. They didn't even have to buy coins, full coins, as cheap as they were in the beginning. You didn't have to. And he controlled all that. Okay, keep in mind, he started out with only 171. I'll say he because it's a whole team, but admin calls himself, he's anonymous. He calls himself Chris Kringle, Santa Claus, because he started giving the coin away. That was his whole plan. Started out with 171 people that he was able to, or they were able to vet. In other words, they knew what kind of people these were. And the reason why I say this is because if you look at the world today and you see the horror, like you saw, or you can see by going back to my last video, episode 42, and watching that 2020 episode, if it's still on there. I don't know how long they keep those videos up on the ABC site, so it may eventually go away. But like I said, I already told you what it's about. Okay, it's about women in the work service and the abuse they have to take from their male bosses, or they lose their job. Okay, logic and common sense tells you that's the world we live in, but we live in it because of lack. That's what gives these people, these men, these scumbags, the power that they have, because they know if you want to work, you want to get paid, don't they? Okay, it's rotten to the core. You see what's going on, like I said, with Nikola Tesla giving us wireless, shouldn't be charged. That grid should have been right back up. In fact, there never should have been. Well, it can destroy some things, hurricanes, whatever, natural disasters can destroy things, but you can put it right back together so fast when it's not all built on this old system of wires and all these things, poles and all this stuff. Oh, there's not enough money. Give us some money. These are the politicians of Puerto Rico. Give us some money. What happens to that money? The people don't see it. Watch that. It's on YouTube, so it's going to be on there for a while. It's just like 3 minutes on yesterday's video, the description of the video, episode 42. Watch it. It's 3 minutes. Okay, what they do is they cut out the part at the end. This is what you don't see on that video. Is right after they're done talking right then, I forgot the lady's name. She's one with the short blonde hair. She says, you know what? We don't see this in America. The media doesn't show this. Why is it that we had to come down here for me to Ryan? She can't believe what these people are going through. And that America, the media is not talking about it at all. They don't want you to know. Watch it. Okay? Because if the system was changed, which we're going to change it, that won't happen because we will get the wireless electricity system right back up. Okay? Now you're hearing about wireless electricity from the elite. When the same people that own the telephone poles, the electric poles, and the wires, they've caught up to the technology that Tesla had back in the 30s. Okay? They've caught up and they said, now we've figured out how we can put a modem type system in every house and wireless their electricity to them and charge them every month. Wi-Fi should be free. Internet should be free. Telephone service should be free. Electricity should be free. We should have abundance in water through desalination. We have oceans and oceans and oceans of water that can be desalinated through a distilled process that makes that water more pure than, just as pure as distilled water. And there's no lack. If you really understood that there's no shortage of abundance in this world, you would immediately join our private community. If you really want to get rid of global poverty, if you what's going on out in the world, if you see the poverty and the people that are living it, they're the ones that are joining the community because their minds are wide open. They see it every day. You and I in America, we don't see it unless we go down to the metropolitan areas or our city and see the people living in tents, and we go through it as fast as we can without getting the ticket so we don't have to see it. Or we stop and we give them some money. We do what we can, but we don't want to see it because who wants to see that? If you don't understand that it's happening because there are some very evil people controlling all the money, then let me wake you up. There's 7.5 billion people in this world. There's 2,200 billionaires. That's it. A little over 2,200 200 billionaires. That's individuals with 1 or more billion out of 7.5 billion people. And as of 2016, they owned 99% of the world's wealth. Don't take my word. Just do a DuckDuckGo search. Since 2016, 99% of the wealth of the world. Or maybe they went over percent. I might be getting my numbers confused because there's two different statistics that I might be combining. But let's just say I'm right on that. The statistic I was listening to, or I might be referring to, is that the 1% is being shared by the other 7.5 billion people. And that's the problem with the world. Now, let's just say it was 60%. Let's say for the first time in 2016, the rich, those 2,200 billionaires, owned more of the wealth of the world than the rest of the 7.5 billion people. And they had to all divide it between themselves. That is still unbelievable to think about, okay? So whether my stats are wrong or not, the point is in 2016, it went over to where the rich now owned more of the wealth than the rest of the entire world. I think it was $9 trillion they owned. Okay. When you've got that kind of power in the hands of 2,200 individuals, that's all, 2,200. We're in trouble. And we've been in trouble, haven't we? Okay. That is why. They go in and they buy up the politicians. They take over the governments. They take over their monetary systems. They push their Federal Reserve note into every country. Then they can put sanctions on that country if they don't like what the government's doing. They're not going along with their plan. Oh, we're just going to sanction you. You're not going to be able to sell your resources, and your people are going to starve, and we don't care. That's what's happening, and that's what you can go look at right now in Venezuela. Okay, it happened. Those who are paying attention know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's a socialist government now, but they're free from the central banking system. They flipped off the central banking system, and the central banking system put sanctions on their oil. They can't sell their oil. There was no food in the country. They ran out of money. Then they repatriated their gold. They got their gold back in their country, and they came out with a cryptocurrency called Petrocoin, and they told the people, hey, we're going to base this coin on our oil reserves. It has value. And the people came back and they said, but we can't sell the oil. So what are you talking about? And the government said, yeah, you got a point there. Okay, we're going to back it with the gold. We have our gold back in our country. That is what gave the confidence to the people right then and there. They said, okay, you're on. We'll start using this coin. And just in a few months, friends, you wouldn't imagine the change that's going on in Venezuela. They're already making deals with currency and cryptocurrency with the Palestinians, who are another absolutely oppressed people in the Middle East. Okay? Which Netanyahu has been committing genocide with those people for decades. Just pure genocide. But you won't see it in the central, in the corporate media. In fact, they make it all look like the Palestinians are doing all the horror to the Israelites. Just do some research. You don't have to believe me. I don't hate anybody. I just have my eyes open. There's very few Israelites that like Netanyahu. He's a monster. Ask any Jewish individual here in America what they think about Netanyahu, and you'll find out real fast. They don't like him. The people in Israel don't like him, but he is in power. He is completely deep state and completely central banking system, central bank puppet, and he wants war. That's all he wants is war, because that's where he makes the money. That's where the central banking system makes the money. That's why they own the deep state, and the deep state is the intelligence communities of the world that go around and create terrorism and chaos and war and all the horror that goes with those things. You know, I always say this, why do we have third world countries? Why do we have second world countries? That's insane. Every country in this world should be a first world country. It doesn't make any sense. If it doesn't make any sense, there's something wrong. Let me quickly go back and check my chat and make sure that my audio is working okay. My glasses on because it's kind of faded. Okay, nobody's complaining about my audio, so thank you guys for coming on. I may as well say hi since I'm here. Florencia Amaneo, thank you, and Diana for being here on a Saturday. You guys are awesome. Okay. So let me give you an of what I'm talking about when I mentioned desalination of the water. Because we're going to hear it here in Arizona, Southern California. You're going to hear real soon that there's a huge shortage of water for the people, because that's what they do. They can create a fear to control you. So don't let it happen. Okay? Do your own research and figure it out for yourselves. Okay? And I'll do the best I can to tell you, but, you know, if only 3 people watch my video, you know, so I'm doing these videos every day. Not only am I, but there's 47 others of us doing it every single day. Okay, in half-hour slots, we divided 24-hour period, and we're doing videos 24/7. And we can double that if we want by just having 2 people to do videos at the same time. It just puts out more videos on YouTube that are tagged to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, whatever it is, so that when people are checking out cryptocurrency, our videos are gonna pop up, and somebody is gonna land on one of our videos, what we are and how we're different, how we're based on an algorithm, and we have been the only ones. There's another one coming out in April of 2019 because it's finally getting around to people that an algorithm is the way to go. When you have a coin that goes up in value every day and it never goes down, that's an abundance-based coin. Okay, it can never go down in value until it reaches whatever price it's set for. Ours is set for our first billion members, 3.1, 3.2 million people after 2 years. This was on the slow blockchain 1.0 platform. It gets bogged down when there's too many transactions. It can only do anywhere from 4 to 10 transactions a second. That's insane. You can't use that anywhere in the world. People can't use that as currency when it's that slow. You got to be as fast as Visa and MasterCard is. Bam, bam, just it. At every cash register in the world at the same time. That's what we have now. Yes, we built it. It took months. But we built it last year, and it's finally perfecto. And we are beginning to migrate over in just a couple of days. In fact, maybe tomorrow. Okay, because it's right there. And it's ready for us to migrate 3.2 million people from one blockchain platform to another 0.0 with speeds as fast as Visa and MasterCard. It's a game changer in the cryptocurrency world. TBC will become a household name like Bitcoin in no time at all. We're going to take 90 days to make this migration. Okay? But here's the thing. There's two things you need to be aware about when it comes to our mission to control the distribution of our wealth and eliminate global poverty. And I mentioned for $10, right? Okay, we never used to charge anything. Not charging anybody for a wallet, not charging any transaction fees when people were buying things from each other with Kringle coins. And we never charged anybody for a back office, their own back office, which just means you have your own website, okay, that you can log into, and it shows everything that you're doing, who you're giving the gift away to, because we reward you. We reward those who distribute our coin. We're in the distribution business. We're not into making money fiat cash. We don't want that. We don't want the Federal Reserve note. We don't want the euro. We want Kringles to do business with. We want Kringles to spend and have our own economy. Okay, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a small economy, right? There are places that will accept Bitcoin and give you something. I heard Subway will give a sandwich. There's places you can go online and even out there in the brick and mortar field of retailers that will accept Bitcoin. It's not a whole lot, but they will. The ones that can are the ones that can deal with the fluctuation of the price every day and not have to worry about it. They basically just put it in their wallet and they store it because they know its value, because the supply and demand will go up every year in spite of those dips. Okay. So if they can have a small economy with only 12 million people using Bitcoin, 12 million in a world of 7.5 billion, and they are already using a small amount of an economy of their own. Okay, we're at only 3 million people. Okay, so we've just been doing it between ourselves, doing transactions between ourselves, buying and selling from each other. A few retail places have come on board, but it's amazing what we've been doing with it, peer to peer. We buy land, we buy cars, we buy not brand new cars from car lot dealers, but used cars. Because when people realize that our coin is going to go up in value, that's a whole different thing. That's a game changer. Okay. And then on top of that, like we said, we have promotions. We control the distribution of the wealth in our community. Is going to end up with just a few and be poor. It's not going to happen. The rich can't come in and buy what they want. And we control how much you can even buy. And guess what? Admin doesn't even sell any coins. You have to buy from people like me that are doing these videos or anybody else that's a member of our community. Okay? We're the ones that have the coins. If we have enough and it's not going to hurt us, we will sell it to you. Okay? We will sell it to you. We don't want fiat cash. Well, I don't. Okay. I don't want fiat cash, but I'll take Bitcoin and I'll just stash it away. No, I'm just kidding. I will take cash if that's all you got, because so many people don't. Well, you have to come in and you have to pay this $10 now, because admin found out that by giving away all those free gifts last year for free, that people just weren't taking it seriously and staying involved in our community. Oh, let's get this free gift. And 10 minutes later, they'd have their free gift. And then they said, oh, okay, I'll just sit on it and watch it grow. I mean, when we started out, it was like $20. Okay, today that gift, even though we've lowered the amount of Kringles, that gift is still worth $2,000 today. Okay, so we're giving away $2,000 to anybody who wants it on Earth. Like I say every day, you're a day-old child or the oldest person in the world. You can get $2,000, but instead of free, we're going to charge you $10 so that you put some value on it and stay involved with us. We need you. We need you to be an active member, as active as possible, even if it's just to turn around and give the gift away to your family members, your friends, anyone you love and care about in any country that you're in. Okay? We just need you to take it a little serious. Now, what about a full coin? Well, what's a full coin worth right now? Billion coin at a point in our system. Well, let me explain the algorithm real quick. Every time a person joins our community, it raises the price of the coin by 1 grain of gold. Okay, 1 grain of gold is the smallest measurement of, or a grain of gold is the smallest measurement of gold that there is. It's smaller than a gram. Okay, it takes 480 grains of gold to equal 1 troy ounce of gold. So right now the price of gold is around $1,200 an ounce. So a grain of gold would be worth $2.80. So every time someone joins our community and now pays their $10, okay, and gets that free gift of $2,000, it raises the price of our billion coin by $2.80. And we have thousands of people joining every day. So that coin has just shot up. Now, if we've got 3.2 million right now, times 2.8, we've got over 8 million. Well, I mean, the price of that coin is worth over $8 million per coin. Okay, so what it's going to do is when we get to our first billion members, that's where it maxes out. That's where the price maxes out. The price will never go higher than what it will be at our first billion members. Okay, so what is that price going to be? Well, it's a billion times 2.8. So that's almost $3 billion if you have one coin. Okay, many of us have multiple coins. We are creating 1 million billionaires, not 2,200, of individuals that were never vetted. They could be anybody. They could be the wickedest individuals on the earth, which most of them are. But we can control who comes in and gets our coin. We're going to have 1 million billionaires, multi-billionaires. As long as we could get even just one coin, that will make you a multi-billionaire. But how do you get one coin when it's $8 million right now? Well, we have promotions. We basically have a way of giving it away if you will do something to help the community. It's an incentive. We are in the distribution. We've got to get it in your hands. If it's not in all the people's hands, when are we ever going to have our own economy? When are we going to eliminate poverty if we don't have enough coins in the people in the hands of enough people? Okay? So that's why we're coming from a completely different direction than what you see happening with cryptocurrencies that are just being created to make the owners some money, and they throw it on a trading exchange. And it doubles the price immediately, at least. That's why these ICOs are getting more and more popular, these initial coin offerings. People know if they go in and they buy the coin, and they're just praying that that coin's real, that that ICO is real, right? And then when they know if it is real and it actually does get put on the trading exchange, they're going to at least double their money. So, but there's so much problems with being on a market because it's not our system. It's not the people's system. But we're so used to that we just flock to it because we think that's the way that we can. We know people like Warren Buffett who have made tremendous amounts of wealth with the stock market. So we all think we can do it. I don't know. I really don't. Okay. But all our money is tied up in stocks, retirement funds, IRAs, all that stuff is on the market. Okay. We saw what happened in 2008, 2009. We saw it. I saw it. Maybe if you're really young watching this, you didn't see it or didn't understand it. But anyway, so it will reach that much in value. And that will be the end of it. But we'll have enough Kringles. Okay, here's the deal. After we create 1,000,000 billionaires, we're going to create 1,000,000,000 millionaires. And again, they'll be multimillionaires. Okay, let me say that again. After we create our first 1,000,000 billionaires, we're going to create 1,000,000,000 millionaires. Okay, multimillionaires. We can control our distribution through whatever method the admin and his team comes up with. And they're always coming up with stuff. For the whole year I've been involved and going back and looking at all the blogs that they have put out every single day from the week after they brought the coin out, you can read those blogs on the blog site, on the main site. And you can see everything about, you'll come to know who these people are. And you'll either be like-minded or you won't. It's like now when you join. Okay, we're switching over to this new blockchain, and it's given us some opportunity to increase the vetting process to make it even better, to keep out people that are not like-minded. How do we do that? It's real simple. Admin and his team came up with 10 questions that everyone, including me, when I migrate my coins over to the new wallet and the new blockchain platform, I'll answer those questions. Now, I already know all the questions. I already know all the answers. And I'm like-minded, duh. So, but what this does is if a new person finds out about the coin, they say, oh, man, that sounds cool. Let me invest in that or whatever. But they're not like-minded. They still got selfishness and greed a part of their system. These questions, they'll read a paragraph, right? Which is part of the mission statement. We'll let them know who we are, because we are a private community. They'll read that, and then they'll have two answers that they can choose from. One will be true and one will be false. If they hit the false one, it will tell them you hit the false one, go back and read the paragraph and do it again. And it's not a test that you can fail because of that. But it's a test that as you go through these paragraphs, 10 of them, you're going to discover what we are. And if you're like-minded, you'll get through all 10 and you'll just say, awesome, I'm in. Here's my $10. Before you buy anything, before you get anything, before you spend a dime of your money, you're going to know that you want to. You want to. You're going to be throwing your $10 at us, except we don't accept fiat cash. They want that $10 in Bitcoin, okay? But Bitcoin is very easy to get these days. Extremely easy, okay? I got a gas station just 2 miles from me. It's got a Bitcoin ATM machine. Well, I can go over there and put in fiat cash, and I'll get, and flash my wallet QR code, and it puts the Bitcoin in my wallet. Okay, so, and then you can look it up online to find out how you can purchase it. Bitcoin, there's tons of ways to do it. Okay. But admin will only take Bitcoin. I mean, he may take other coins down the line. But anyway, people that like us, which is another promotion that we're having, that promotion is if you want a full coin, then come in, join. You'll be happy to send $10 Bitcoin to admin. Okay, that's the only money he collects. He's completely self-funded. He doesn't need the money. Okay, so, and he's got plenty of his own coins, right? He's hung on to a few. So, or whoever they are. Okay, so he's got a promo. It's called the Cookie Reward System. Okay, and how this works is when you come in and you spend $10, you can get your back office, you can get your free wallet, no transaction fees, lifetime wallet. And you get your back office for a year, and then you pay another $10. Ooh, okay. That's to keep you, motivated again. Anyway, after you do that, then what you can do is you can purchase $100 worth of Kringle. Okay. Not too much Kringle at this point. Okay, but that's not the point. If you're willing to spend $100, then we know you're serious. We know you understand what we are. We know that you're going to be a good member of our community. You're like-minded. You want to end poverty? You can end it just by coming in and spending $10 and getting your free gift of $2,000. Okay? And then when you see that in your wallet, and you will be like-minded before you even spend the $10, you're going to tell your family and friends, hey, cough up $10, price of a pizza, and get your Kringle coins. Because if you want to eliminate poverty, this is what this coin is doing. If you want to change the world in a way that we've never been able to change it in our lifetime, not in our lifetime, but in human lifetime. We've never been in a position to have this kind of leverage. Here's the leverage. First, there's the leverage of $10 and you get $2,000. When have you ever seen that kind of leverage? Okay, yeah, the 2,000 is in Kringles. Okay, but it goes up in value every day. And we will have an economy within 2 years. Within 1 year, we can have an economy. If we just grow by 30 times, which is what we did last year, our first year anniversary, we had 100,000 members. Okay, when I got in, it was 100,000 members. In this last 12 months, we went from 100,000 to 3 million. That's a growth of 30 times. And it was our slowest year in the 2 years that we've been out, because we had gotten to the point where we were doing so many peer-to-peer that it slowed that system down, just like Bitcoin. They had to fork off and create another coin. Okay? But we were already prepared for that, and we had already started to build the 2.0. But we grew 30 times last year. If we grow only 30 times this year, even though we're moving to I compare this new one to like the old one's like a Volkswagen Bug and the new one's like a Lamborghini. Okay, when it comes to speed. What do you think is going to happen when we, as far as I know, are going to be the first blockchain platform that can go that fast? What's going to happen to our growth? If we grow just 30 times again from 3 million, that's 90 million people we'll have in 12 months. 90 million. Bitcoin's not growing. If they're growing very slow. Because the people are just, they don't have the faith in the coin that goes like this. They watch it every day going, so they don't know what to do unless they're very experienced at trading already and they know what they're doing. And there's just a small group of people that do that and can make a living off it without losing. A very small amount of people. But yeah, if we grow, we'll have 90 million. That's what? 6 times more than 12 million? 7 times more, 8 times more, whatever it is. 7 times, I think. Okay. Yeah, we'll have, if you can spend Bitcoin right now, imagine if we got 90 million people behind us with going to stores and saying, here's a coin that's never going to go down in value. It's going to go up tomorrow. You want it? What? I don't know. I've never heard of it. Well, guess what? We have 90 million people in the world using it. You have 90 million people that can do business with me with a coin that goes only up in value. Please, what do I got to do? I have to give you my hand? Chop it off. Take my hand. I want in. Okay? Seriously. I mean, all it takes is logic and common sense. When it finally clicks in their head what is happening, what the billion coin is, they're going to become involved, and we will have an economy. We'll have an awesome economy at 90 million. And that's just what, 1/10 of a billion, which is where we're going. So when we get to our first billion members, the entire world will no longer be in poverty in any way, shape, or form. Because we, the people, will have our own money in our own hands. We, the people, can do anything we want with that money. We can build, we can feed, we can nourish, we can hydrate. There's nothing we won't be able to do with the money in our hands. It's like if everybody had enough gold that made them a billionaire. we had our own gold, just imagine that, that was worth $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion, we would be able to do whatever we wanted in this world, especially if we are like-minded and we have switched our thinking system from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. Those are the people we want. We want patriots. We want people that are patriotic in their countries, that stand for freedom and truth. We want those people wherever in the world they are. And yes, those people that are in third world and second world countries are coming in masses. They're coming in masses because they see the poverty every time they wake up in the morning. They live it every single day. They live the horrors. The people in America, I think we've got less than 100,000 members in America because we're just so used to getting out in our cars, even if it's a crappy car, and driving down the street and seeing beautiful cars, beautiful buildings, grocery stores full of food. You know what I'm saying? We think we've got it all, and we are the richest nation in the world. But you also see the poverty, don't you? You know it's there. You know there's 40 million Americans on SNAP. That's the old food stamp system. 40 million out of 350 million Americans are on food stamps. Okay? Welfare system, the socialist system, Medicaid, Medicare, whatever it is out there. It's all because we are on a scarcity system, a debt-based central bank, private bank system that controls us. They want us to move over to socialism. And then if they get us over there, they'll put us back into communism. Communism is going away. And people have had it. They have no more faith in the U.S. dollar. I should just call it the Federal Reserve note because that's what it says on one side and it says U.S. dollar on the other. They are rebelling. Countries all over the world. Just look. Russia's already completely gotten rid of the U.S. dollar, the Federal Reserve note. That's why the central bank and the corporate media demonize Russia as our enemy. Oh, there's a bomber over there off Alaska. Well, guess what? They were in international waters. Our jets went out there and just helped them along. Okay? Escorted them, make sure nothing happened. But the corporate media is going to say, oh, Russia as a bomber right off the coast of Alaska. Scare you, scare you, scare you. They scared you by saying we were going to war with North Korea and it was going to be nuclear, right? They're going to scare you again with Iran. But just like we made peace, Trump and us, the patriots, have made peace, and that was our whole intention. We did it behind the backs of the deep state and the central bankers. We're making peace with North Korea. We're going to make peace with Iran. We're making peace in Syria with our good friends helping us, Iran, Russia, and China. But no, we've just been told these countries are our enemies. Why? Why are they our enemies? Because the central banking systems really peed off because they're not going along with their plan. They've got their gold back in the Chinese yuan. They're using that yuan now to buy their oil. They are the largest oil consumer in the world, and they are using no longer the US petrodollar. They're using the Chinese yuan. And when that becomes a reality, like making a big deal with Saudi Arabia, it's over for the US dollar in China. Okay, so just be aware of what's going on in the world. Geopolitics and world economics are like this. Okay, they're tied together. The elimination of poverty. This is what I talked about yesterday. It's like Trump, he ran on the platform of MAGA, Make America Great Again, right? So he comes into office, and he's been there over a year now, And he's done so much things you have no idea, because the corporate media won't talk about it. And half the time he doesn't want us to know yet because the deep state would find out. Okay? But it will come out. It's going to come out sooner than you think, because he's on a time frame. Just common sense and logic when you know what we're doing. Okay? That's why I said in a video or two back, we're going to a new currency real soon. That currency is nothing to be afraid of, because that currency will be backed by gold. But it will take us off the central banking system, which is what we want. Okay, TBC and all cryptocurrencies are an option to protect your wealth that you have in fiat currency right now, or in the stock market, or wherever else that is part of their system. You have gold in your hands, silver in your hands, You know what I'm saying? Where you can access it without somebody saying, hey, we're closed. You know, if you have a little bit of that fiat cash with you, you'll survive the transition over, because there will be a humongous amount of inflation when that happens, because all that money has to come back here first. When countries kick it out and they don't use it anymore, it's going to come back here and it's going to flood the system and devalue the dollar like you've never seen it. It's already devalued to practically nothing. The only reason we're using it is because people still have faith that it's real. Okay. All right. So when we transition over, the currency will be backed by gold. There will be money again, except anything else. The world will not accept anything else. The world has no more faith in the U.S. dollar. For the first time in decades, the U.S. dollar is no longer the reserve currency. That alone should tell you something right there. Oh, they'll say it is. Oh, yeah, it's not as strong, but it's still better than the euro. BS. Just do some research and you'll find out. They're making their own coins, cryptocurrency, and they're bringing out their own money, and they're backing it with gold. They're repatriating their gold, putting it back in their country so that it gives confidence to their people that the money they come out with is real. It's not fiat, a central banking note, that it does not belong to them. That's what the money that you and I have right now, we call it our wealth. If it's in stocks and bonds, fiat currency, it's not in something of value like gold, silver, platinum, precious stones, property, land, anything of value, then you need an option to protect that wealth. And those things will be an option. Cryptocurrency like Bitcoin will be an option. It just won't be a solution. A solution to what? A solution to the end of global poverty. It won't be a solution for all the masses of the world. We need the money back in the hands of every person in every country. That's a good thing. The more money systems we have throughout the world that can get the money back into people and out of the hands of a central banking system, the better this entire world will be. It will be abundant. Think about that. Okay? Those of you who are like-minded understand what I'm saying, and you must have passion. You must have the passion I have. If you see the horror out there that's going on in the world, and you know that it's being caused by a few very, very evil individuals, then it will create a passion for you to change that system. It's done it to me. Okay? And I can't hardly stop talking about it. It's given me hope like you wouldn't believe, because I can see God's hand in this. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening, because it hasn't happened in my entire lifetime or in my parents' lifetime, right? Okay, because we turned our money system over to the central bank in 1913. Okay? So we became slaves to a few individuals in America since 1913. Now, they've been in control of Europe for a lot longer than that. Okay, their system started out with their headquarters in London. It may still be there, but Fact is, they've moved over here and they've really centralized themselves here. You got the United Nations here. You've got the most advanced central intelligence agencies here. You've got the Federal Reserve banks here. That's why the people in the world hate America, because our government has been not of the people. It's been of the central bankers who have created chaos all over the world. Now, won't that be something when we, the people, take our own country back and everybody's going to love America again? Okay. So, yes, you can help us eliminate global poverty, not with any BS, not with any charity. It's going to go into the hands of whoever created the charity and never make it to the people. We have a coin. It's a cryptocurrency coin. Okay. And we're about to migrate over into a new system, a new blockchain 2.0 with super speed. All of the wallets that we do have control over, that's where we have our centralization. And we'll let those hit our first billion people. Their point after that in controlling the wallet system. But we have to now because our system is based on an algorithm. We can't have discounting of coins. It's different than the way coins are out there made for a trading exchange. It's what makes us a solution and all the other coins just an option. Come on board, join our private community. We want you. If you can go through those 10 questions, fine. Oh, we want you so bad. Every single patriot in America who voted for Trump should already be a part of our community because they don't know about it. They're not. So that's why I'm here talking every single day. I'm hoping, God willing, that a patriot somewhere else in America will be looking at cryptocurrency as an option to protect their wealth, and they'll see one of my videos or one of the other 47 videos that are being made every day, and they'll click on it and they'll find out what BTC is, and somebody will be explaining it to them, and it's going to make sense to them. Okay? And I always mention this too. When it comes to truth and lies, truth will always be backed up by evidence and facts. Lies will not. It's very simple to know what truth is because there'll be facts behind it and there'll be evidence behind it. It will make sense, complete sense. Now, if God doesn't want you to know the truth, you're not going to know it no matter what. He won't give you the logic. He won't give you the common sense, whatever. But that's his plan, okay? And that's okay. You'll learn about it eventually. But we just need 1 billion right now. Billion for 36 months at the longest. I believe we'll have it, once people. That's what makes sense to me. You know how fast even 3 years from now will go by? People my age, if you're my age, you know how fast it goes by. Okay? It's not funny. Okay. But yeah, so don't give up. I don't care how old you are. If you're 95 right now and you're finding out about this, reading about this, don't give up. If you can get up every day and sit at a computer, you're just fine. Or even in your bed. You can help us get rid of global poverty and bring abundance into your life and the lives of all of your family, your kids, their kids, and their kids, and their kids. We can change this world and it will never go back to a central banking system. It will never go back to financial slavery. Never. Cryptocurrency and technology will only get better. Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, says that this industry of cryptocurrency will be fully mature in 10 years. Okay, just like the internet when it came out around 1990, it was mature within 10 years. By 2000, it just shot like crazy. But it was already awesome by 2000, wasn't it? I know because I got on it as soon as I could. as soon as I was able to. I remember AOL. Remember dialing the phone and hearing that. Okay. Okay. It's come a long ways, hasn't it? Because technology doubles every 18 months. That's why we get a new iPhone all the time. Okay. But the point is, it's not going away, is it? The internet's not going away. And you have to shut the electric grid down in the whole world at the same time. It's not going to happen. They'll make you think it can. But if we have our own economy, it won't ever happen. There'll be nobody there that can shut it down. We will control the free wireless electricity. You see, start thinking, and it takes effort. It took me effort. I still have scarcity mindset programmed into my brain. I'll still say or think something, and then I'll catch myself and say, oh my gosh, why am I still thinking that crap? Because we haven't quite got there yet. So we're still looking at it. We're still looking at poverty. We're still looking at all the problems that we're under. We're still looking at that slavery system that people are on. And so it's in our face every day. But start changing the way you're thinking and realize that, okay, you've been BS'd, you've been brainwashed into having a scarcity mindset by the system that controls the intelligence community, controls the politics, controls the schools, controls what's being taught in those public schools. So I think I've said everything I need to say today, but I am serious about you being able to help us for just $10. Just go through those questions when you should be set up and ready to go. And any day, seriously, any day. In the meantime, you can go to those links below and you can go on our main site, which is thebillioncoin.info, and read about how our algorithm works. Check out the calculators. Look at the blog. Read some of those blog reports that go back to April of 2016. Okay, now things were different back then. We made a lot of changes since then. He just brings out so much information about what is wrong and what his coin is going to accomplish. That's the stuff you need to read, because it's education that will just change everything. It will give you so much hope. It will make you so passionate, so excited. Okay? Do some research. That's all I'm saying. A little bit whenever you get a chance. On those website links below the video here in the description. Okay? And then just stay in tune. And when we start moving our migration over and everything's perfect, okay, then all of our sites will be working perfectly. You'll be able to come in, join up, read those 10 questions, and you'll be like-minded or you won't. And then you'll throw $10 Bitcoin at the admin because you want in so bad. And you'll get your Kringles put right into your wallet that registering will create. Okay? We just need a name and an email address. That's all we require, a name and an email address. The email address has to be real because we're going to send you at least this is the way the system's been set up, 2 emails with a confirmation link that needs to be clicked on. So those emails need to come to you and need to get open. Now, if you're not used to getting something from us, you probably have to find it in your spam. But as soon as you register, those emails get sent real fast. So within a minute, it's even less than a minute, you'll get them. So if you don't see them right away, like if you're using Gmail or whatever, look in spam and you'll find them there. There'll be one from the Kringle Cash, which is your back office, and there'll be one for your TBC 009, I think they call it, wallet. And you click on both of those and it actually makes it right then. and we'll deposit your Kringles, your $2,000 worth of Kringles right into your wallet. Okay. Now, if you want to own a full coin and be a multi-billionaire, then you just need to buy $100 after that from one of us. Okay. Contact us. Our information is in all these videos. And say, okay, I want to buy $100 worth. As soon as that purchase is validated, you bought $100 at the current price that day of Kringles, then admin will put into your back office cookie reward points, 1 million cookie reward points. Okay. And then during the redemption period, which we're in our second redemption period for this entire month of May, it just happened that we can easily schedule that. Whereas the migration with tech, you never know when you can actually put a date and say, we are going to migrate on this day. Technology doesn't work that way. Okay. But it just so happened that it came apart and it came together. And so it's a part of the redemption period. It's going to start happening in May. Okay. So we're going to have another redemption period later on too. Okay. Until we get to our first, million billionaires. Okay. So if you want a coin, then you'll spend $100. It gets validated in the blockchain, and admin puts a million cookie rewards. It's just a point system into your back office. And then during the redemption, like all those people that have cookie rewards, I've got a ton of cookie rewards now. I'm just waiting for the system to be in good shape in the next week, and I'll feel confident. And then boom, I'll migrate over, and then boom, I'll redeem those cookies. Okay. And get a whole bunch of coins. Okay, because again, I'm passionate. I can't keep my mouth shut. I'm out there doing what I have to distribute this coin and get it into the hands of others. Okay, so you can actually not even spend $100 if you don't want to. You can actually just give the gift away, and you'll get a full coin, just as a reward. Okay. It doesn't do us any good. It doesn't do admin any good to have all these coins in his hands and not in the hands of you. Do you see what I'm saying? Common sense, pure logic. Our coin is money and will be used as money. Not the US dollar, not the yuan, not the ruble, not whatever, the peso. None of that. Yes, all those will be money, and we will be using all those, and the countries that are in will be using them. The more money, better. You notice I'm saying money and not currency. There's a difference. Okay? Anything that's of value and that's in the people's hands and they have control of it is money. The more, the better. Money does not compete against money. I'm just telling you that cryptocurrency and the blockchain platform is not going away. People are using the blockchain platform for all kinds of things, not just cryptocurrency. Okay? It's incredible. It's just like the invention of the internet. It's unbelievable. And it's not going away. So, but our coin is going to be a worldwide economy on its own. Bitcoin can never be. It's just not going to be enough of it. The value will go high in Bitcoin. It's always a good investment if you're going to sit on it. Okay? Any cryptocurrency that's legit, even on the trading market exchange, if you can buy some, it is an option to protect your wealth that's in fiat currency, if that's where your wealth is at. But our coin is not only an option, it is a solution, and we are not going to be stopped. You cannot stop us. We, the people in this entire world, will soon be using Kringles as money. Everyone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, one way or another, we're going to get it into your hands, and we're going to make it as easy as possible, and you're going to be like-minded. You're not going to have bad intentions because you won't get involved with us. You won't want to. Those 10 questions will make you will vet you out. And they'll make you say, I don't really think this coin is for me. I'll just watch and see what's going to happen. See if it ends up being real. Whatever. We don't want those people. But they'll be using Kringles. They'll be using Kringles eventually. But they'll be working for the rest of the people. The people will love to work. I always say this. We need workers. We can't build anything without people working. And I mention this all the time. Instead of getting paid at McDonald's minimum wage, $7, $8, $9, $10 an hour, we'll be paying people $100 an hour for that job. Okay? I'm serious. I'm not joking. There's no reason for what's going on today with two parents in a household having to work in order to live any kind of life. One person should be working and be able to feed in total abundance, or just take care of a family of 5 in total abundance. Seriously, total abundance. That means never worrying about finances. That takes that off the shelf. It's the number 1 cause of divorce. That's off the shelf. Okay, now the only thing you're going to have to worry about is, things like cheating, adultery, and hate. Can't get rid of that. Money can't get rid of those things. But they can get rid of lack. They can get rid of crime that's motivated by lack. Yeah. You're going to, if you're a real Christian, if you're a real patriot, if you're a real Muslim, if you're a real Jew, and you believe in God, and you believe in good things, okay, and you love people, and you love your neighbor, and you're tired of being controlled by a few evil individuals, you want to belong to this private community, please take a look at the information. Within a few days, we'll be hopping with membership once we get started. And everything's going smooth. You'll be able to come in, go through those 10 questions, make a decision, spend your $10, get 2,000 in free Kringles, and take it from there. Okay, we're here to help you. That's our job. We're not getting paid for it, but in a sense we are, because admin has a full mind of abundance. There's no scarcity in his mind at all. Okay, and so he's going to give it to anybody who is doing what he needs us to do. We are just like him. As soon as we realize and the light goes on, oh, we need to get that coin in the hands of everybody we can. And so he kicks back and he says, okay, this guy, this lady, this guy, this lady, this guy, this lady is out sharing it. I'm going to reward them with some extra coin, some extra Kringle. I mean, seriously, friends, there's 1 billion coins that could be divided by, now by taking 2 zeros off because our coin is so expensive, by 100 million. We can divide it by 100 million. Not 100 pennies like you can at dollar, 100 million. All of the cryptocurrencies right now are based on 100 million. You can divide them 100 million. I mean, you can divide them as much as you want. Okay, it's digital. Okay, but it gets to the point where it gets ridiculous. But right now, the way we are measuring things, our Kringle, if you just buy 1 Kringle right now because of a drop in 2 zeros, a Kringle is worth $8 US right now, just 1 Kringle. So if you bought $100 worth of Kringles and it was still that price, like today, what do you get? Like, what's 12 times 8? 10 times 8 is 8. Yeah, about 12 times 8. You get 12 Kringles for $100. Okay, it's not going to make you rich, but admin's going to put 1 million cookie points in your back office, and if you're still in the month of May, you'll be able to push a button and turn those into 1 full billion coin in your wallet. currently worth over $8 million and will be worth close to $3 billion when we get to our first billion people. And if you come in after May, if you're watching this after May, we'll have another redemption period, most likely in November. May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, about every 6 months he's been having them. Okay. So we had our first redemption period. I think it was in November or December. We started our first redemption period with those cookie rewards from last year. Okay. So about every 6 months he has a redemption period until we get to our first million billionaires. Then he'll have something else. He's always going to have something going on. I guarantee you that. Okay, I've talked enough. It's Saturday. Go have some fun. Okay? But please, get involved. Read some information. And if you have a desire, a real desire to end global poverty, you can do it just by participating. Spending $10 one time, well, it's an annual fee, so you won't have to worry about it for another year. Okay? And maybe in another year, you could pay for it in the billion coin. Okay? I mean, with Kringles. So basically, I just tell people, come on. $10 once, not $10 a month, not like anything you've ever seen on television. You know, help us save the animals, save these children over here in Africa or in the Philippines or over here, over there. Spend $30 a month, please. $1 a day will feed 10 kids. I don't know, maybe you trust them, I don't. My eyes are open, maybe some good is being done, but is that a solution? No, it's not. It's not a solution. Our coin is a solution. You've never seen anything like it, and you've never seen this kind of leverage. Become a multi-billionaire for $110. It's real. Remember, you've never heard or seen this or comprehended anything like this ever before, but you never did with the internet, did you? Yet the internet was real, wasn't it? Could you ever have envisioned, those of you my age, that we were going to be using mobile phones? Okay? Okay, I'm not lying to you. Okay? I'm not a liar. If I say something wrong, it's because it's just wrong in my information. Okay? I didn't mean to. I'm not real smart, tech-wise. Okay? But I'm not a liar. I won't purposely lie to anyone. Okay? So everything I say could be backed up by facts and evidence, logic and common sense. That's all I'm asking. Because if you are a lover of God, if you are a lover of your country, you are a lover of freedom, and you are a lover of truth, you absolutely belong in the billion coin community. Absolutely. Because there's nothing else on earth that can do the kind of good that we are going to do. And how would you like to be a part of that? We welcome you with open arms. Okay. I'm scheduled already for tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Sunday. Another great day. I'll be here, same place, same time, same channel. Okay, have a great Saturday night and a great day tomorrow. And I'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Standard Time. All right? Thanks for listening to me, guys. I love you all. Let's do it. All right. Good night.